Hello and welcome into Same Shit, Different Toilet. Hey, on today's show, we're talking about pot, and mo pot. We're each going to talk about how pot plays a role in our lives.
Pump, gear.
Speaking of which, we have the debut of Mr. Orange Goes Deep. And don't forget to visit theouthouse.com. Vote for the next FOB, the Great Outdoors. Yes, it's going to be National Parks Week, so we're going to delve into that. And that's you can find all our links to the social media right there. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's right.
Man, so I had the family over for dinner this weekend. It was really cool. My gunkles made a special trip up from the Los Angeles area to come see the babies. They just felt at Easter, they were like, man, we're missing the itty bitty phase. We got to get up there and see them. And I was happy they did. So, and it was our first time having a family sit down at my table, you know, at our new house.
Yeah.
It was kind of a big thing. That's why I broke the no drink April rule and had some wine and shit cocktail with the fam. It was a good night. But so I racked up hella shit. When we were over there recording Lace Shit Up, we went through a bunch of liquor. Like I needed vodka and just like basic shit to make people cocktails and be a responsible host and stuff like that by getting them all drunk before they drive home. And so I'm at the grocery store, and I got one of them little carts, because, you know, they have the little carts and the regular size carts, and I didn't think, you know, I was going to fill it up as much as I did. So anyway, I had overloaded this shit. I got beverages on the bottom rack, and this little miniature short bus cart is all full of shit to the tune of $242.
Damn.
Well, and you know how fucking... you know, my brother and his dietary concerns and shit like that. So, and I was struggling, bro, because we were making lasagna. How the fuck, tough. Like... You know, so I'm trying to find like vegan cheese and vegan ricotta. Oh, man. I'm vegan mozz, and one person's telling me it's on this side of the store. One person's telling me on this side of the store. It's taken. I'm at an hour in the grocer now. I'm at an hour in the grocer. And I'm starting to get irritated. I'm starting to get hangry. I finally make it to the register, and I found some positivity. I had these clerks roll it. It was funny. They're like $241.86, and I was like, "Geez, that's a big one." And they're like, "I know, huh?" And I was like, "You know, funny thing is, half of that cost was the 2 bags of vegan cheese I had to buy for my brother." And then I just gave her this wide-eyed stare and stopped. And they both, her and the bagger girl, they just started dying. I was like, "That's fucking pretty good." So I'm like testing out this new joke on people. Like not this joke, but this new joke style. Yeah. As I do it to them, and I'm getting
just
laughs.
Drop it.
Yeah. And wait for them, and they just start laughing. It was funny.
That's good.
I don't think I told it well enough. It fucking seriously though, it was like those bags of cheese were like $20 a piece. So no, I'm just kidding. It actually was nice.
Is being a vegan, like your brother seems like a nice guy. Met him twice now.
Love him.
But like, don't you bear that responsibility when you go to somebody else's house? Like, if your dietary restrictions are so different than everybody else's, like, should people have to go out of their way to help you out? Like, how does that work? Like, I know my aunt eats a real weird diet, and she brings everything with her everywhere she goes.
Because otherwise people are going to, like, do it wrong. Like, I don't know. You would think some of that would be assumed, but and that's a point of contention for me with the family is the meals and the eating and everybody having all these different things, and it's like it's not simple for my mom. That's what gets like me annoyed. But I wanted to host and have them over, and regardless of how much I dislike it, it's him and it's his thing, and he does it unwaveringly. So I applaud that with him. But I wanted to be able to treat him and make him his own thing in his own way as like a respect. And I was, holding the family down at that dinner. It felt really good and accomplished. I was like, well, fuck you, bring your own, buddy. You know, you're the one that eats weird. I could see both. But you should travel with
times though where, I mean, maybe this wasn't the right instance, but if it's just a normal Sunday barbecue, are you
my mom hooks it up. I'm not really. But no, we do. We try to accommodate them a little bit. I don't go out of my way to like make sure everything's that way. I because I just don't agree with it 100%. So it's like, I don't know. But
that was a good one.
And another thing, why is so much internet blogging and film critique and reviewing hating? Why is everybody so negative? It really grinds my gears. You really don't have to be a hater to write well. And stating that you hate something doesn't make you a better critic. I laugh at the irony as I sit here and critique you as I fucking talk about the way you critique. But fuck you. Why not point out the strong points instead of the weak? Ethan Anderton of Slash Film. Anderton. Isn't it Anderson? You even have a typo in your name. If I ever see you in the fucking street, I'm gonna punch you in your shit for talking trash on Adam Sandler, fam. SNL for life, bitch. No talent ass blog, bitch. You no talent ass blog, bitch. And you have a typo in every fucking article, bro. That's why you were born with a typo in your name. Fuck you. We need to be like Wu-Tang was back in the day. They'd punch fucking bitch ass journalists in their shit for talking shit on the Klan. We need the Klan, the Wu-Tang Clan. Don't get it twisted. Fucking Tupac. We need more Tupac back. Tupac would spit on you fucking medias if you were talking shit on his name. Yeah. Everybody comes up, oh, I don't like Tupac. He's a rapist. That's not how that went down. But the slanted negative journalism of a fucking person who you once beloved, you're always trying to tear people down. Who the fuck pissed in your quinoa? We got too many pussies these days. Everybody's fucking pussies these days.
Wow, tough, man.
I think he was holding that one up a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a fucking fresh take of Duff Man shit for that ass.
No, and I remember
you
sent me that story on Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it was fucking retarded.
It was very redundant. Is that the right word? Like,
it was just
itself?
all this negative and hate. Like, why did you even take the time to shit on this thing? I read it. Okay, you delivered the news effectively. That's great, because now I know about this fantastic sounding fucking Adam Sandler fucking comedy special on the net fucks. You know, like, thank you for that, because otherwise I didn't know. And that's the only reason I go to your bitch-ass site. I've complained to the editor about your writing before, motherfucker. This shit ain't cool, man. Talking all that shit on Adam Sandler, bro. You wouldn't even have a job if Adam Sandler wasn't here making quote-unquote crappy movies in the fucking first place. Respect the God and respect what he put down. Respect SNL. Don't make Lorne Michaels don't make fucking Lorne Michaels put a hit out on your ass, fam. I'll cash the check, bro. I'll cash the check.
This guy gets under your skin, huh?
Shit, dude. Man.
Fucking bitch. Anyway.
I think that being negative is the way to get accepted now, right? Is it not? Everything, you have to be against everything.
It seems you're not cool if you like anything.
Yeah.
No piece of art is good enough. No piece of film is good enough. No record is worth listening to all the way through. Everything's just like, this sucks, and this is why, and I'm an expert on it. You could be an expert film critic by pointing out the positives. Why is everybody so pessimistic and glass half full? It's a fucking sickness. Do they put it in the fucking food? Is it in the McDonald's? With the hormones?
Maybe.
I gave birth to a 20-pound fucking baby. That wasn't happening years ago. Fucking guy was already wearing my sneakers. He's already borrowed shit out of my closet. Daddy, I'm gonna fucking take these ones. You're like, no, you're not.
Man.
And then it's like, green diaper. Did you just get shit on my shoes, son?
I think we spiked his weed. He's amped today, buddy.
Man.
Anyway, go
He's
on.
He's feeling good today.
Go on.
Well,
he got energy.
I just got some news that's not even happy, man. I don't mean to make you madder, but a young boy got his life taken away. It was my son's friend. He was the driver of the car, and I guess there were two other kids. One broke his arm and
Did you ever find out what happened?
cracked his skull. Drewski told me that they were making an illegal U-turn. That was in his moment of heat when he called me. That's what he said. So I don't know how much truth goes behind that. But a 19-year-old kid, man.
Scary.
Yeah, I mean, you risk your life every time you get in a car.
I don't think people appreciate that enough.
Hopefully I've taught him that, and you got to drive responsibly, especially when there's other people in your car. I mean, he was the one to die. I think of if other people died, and
he
told me he should have been in that car. He was going to be in that car, and he decided to stay where he was. I don't know how much truth is behind that, but that's what he said, and he was pretty broken up about it.
You guys met my boy Delicious. I almost killed him in a car wreck when we were 19 years old. And we talk about it on Deep in the Outhouse, the first one. That's something that we brought up because it's always kind of lingered, I guess, in the background, how close it was, man. It was scary. I got lucky. That's all there is to it. Drewski's friend didn't get lucky.
No.
Sometimes life just comes down to that fickle fate, right, I guess?
It's terrible. Just get everything taken away from you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame.
Yeah. You're not supposed to bury your kids,
So squeeze them tight tonight.
That's right.
Everybody, when you get home, even though it is 420. Let's not forget. We haven't really mentioned
sorry
that
about
yet.
That. I just had to get that off my chest.
No. Don't apologize. That's part of what we're trying to do here, right?
Thanks.
Well, it makes me because I've been trying to consciously be better about not driving I don't think I drive recklessly, but I do drive fast sometimes. But I try to be very cautious about it because I'm trying to not crash my car. Like, not like trying so hard because you do too much and you overcorrect and then you're a bad driver.
Yeah.
You still got to have a flow about it. But I feel like I do. I feel like I always look at the mirrors and do my best to be around. Avoid the phone. The CarPlay in the car is huge now. How you just talk to it and Mr. Orange wants to know if you'll get ice on the way. Do you want to reply? You'd be like, yes. What would you like to say to Mr. Orange? Because I keep him in the British mode.
Does he really?
Yeah, because it's the bat phone and he's Alfred.
So,
And then I'll be like,
That's great.
tell Mr. Orange that I'm glad to get ice for him. And he'll be like, your message says to Mr. Orange, tell him that you're just as nice to him in the wintertime. And you're like, would you like to send it? And you're like, no.
fuck are you
What
talking
would you
about?
like me to do? Do you want to change it? And I'd be like, yes, that's not what I said at all. And then you go, what would you like to say to Mr. Orange? And then it's like, tell Orange that I'll get him some ice on the way. It's totally fine. All right, your message to Mr. Orange says, would you like to go listen to Vanilla Ice sometime? And you're like, no, motherfucker. And by this time, you're looking at the screen and it's like,
Oh,
so it sucks. Don't text and drive, people.
that's right back to your autocorrect shit.
Yeah.
The technology
it's
is
in
a
the
gift
same-
and a curse. We need a balance.
It's
Stay
in
off
the
it
same
on the
fucking
fucking
realm.
road, youth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mama
Be
KGB
safe.
had to stay off the road the last couple days. She had a wisdom tooth removed, and she has been out of commission.
Some people get wrecked.
Yeah, it's been a little rough, but I do have a pretty funny little video clip that's going to be going on to the Twit box.
Oh
here.
yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, she was trying to put on some chapstick. She couldn't feel her lips, so it's rather entertaining. So everybody out there, you're gonna have to go over there to Twitter and check it out. It's a short little clip, but well worth the time.
Oh man. And another thing.
Tough, man. Oh man.
This is supposed to be like a mellow weed episode, and I'm just like, that's kind. Yeah, you tell him, Adam.
Yeah.
Motherfucking duck you. I don't understand why people can't follow simple instruction.
I know.
Why they're so afraid to reply all in a email. They'll be like selectively removing people. Like, I'll leave 2 of them on there. Like the other people weren't copied for a fucking purpose. Why communication follow through and accountability is so hard for people these days to comprehend. There's no remorse for mistakes. People just fucking willy-nilly fuck the pooch on a daily, and there's no fucking will for improvement. It seems like it's even the simplest tasks are screwed up on a regular basis, and it's just super frustrating. And then when you request a remedy or an improvement, you're looked at as the bad guy. Because I want to do things correctly and provide for my family by generating income, and you only can generate income if you do the task you were hired to do.
I got to work the other day, and there's an email from one of the supervisors, and it was something that I wasn't a part of, but he sent it to me, and I showed him this right away. I was like, oh, you know, my boy Duffman was bringing this up the other day. He goes, no way, and it's the same exact thing, because he got a nasty email fired back at him because he was like, why isn't this being done properly?
Yeah.
This is what's wrong. Fix it. You were very rude. I don't think that was professional. Oh, give me a break.
Yeah, you can't talk to anybody. The litigiousness of this state, especially in SoCal, for employment-related fucking insurance claims and people just screaming harassment or fucking yada, yada, yada. It's just, I don't want to go down that road right now, but it's like, oh my God, just get it done, bro. It's a lot more fun, and the day's a lot more enjoyable if shit just isn't being done wrong.
I was always taught to kind of like get to 100%.
Do it once, do it right.
The whole thing. You know, don't
Yeah.
bounce around from shit to shit either. Like
There's 6 sides of every door. You got to paint all 6 of those sides.
yeah.
You know, it's not like,
God, I hate painting.
I don't know.
I like what you're saying, though.
It's frustrating, man, because I don't know. Some people, not everybody's going to be an all-star team. And we've talked about this before, where it's like, you want the all-star team, but you're going to have some second-string guys, some guys that maybe only get a
coaching
couple
Little League.
minutes. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's like fucking high school, the drama. Like, some people go in, it's like part of their entertainment. It's part of how they fill their time is like drama. Fuck drama, though.
Oh, I can't stand it.
Nice calves, bro. Sick calves, bro.
Well, shit, man. Since it is 420, I get stoned and I zone out on some video games every once in a while.
Oh, absolutely.
And I could play those really slow games. You know what I mean? Like the ones that take a long time, that you got to figure shit out. Like, I like getting blazed up and fucking pretending I'm riding a dragon or some bullshit. But this game that I've been anticipating for months, I think I've mentioned it a couple podcasts back, right?
Yeah, it was the baby show.
Yeah, the one where I was at the restaurant or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, okay.
That's our shortest episode yet. You were like in a hurry. It was like, pew.
I was in a hurry? Oh, because I was trying to play the game. Well, you know, I already played the beta test of it for like 3 weekends before that. And I fucking played my ass off because I was like, oh, I can only play for the weekend. But it's just so, I'm bored with it already. They said they're going to add more things to the game as things go on, or as time goes on, you know. But there's only basically 4 things you can do. And it's so repetitive. It's like you're digging up some treasure or you're fighting some skeletons. And that's about it right there. You can catch some pigs now. That was the only thing they really added. And this,
What do you do with the pig when you catch it?
you sell it. You sell it. It's
like-
all for money to buy fucking
ham,
better clothes,
duh.
better looking clothes,
Better
looking-
armor, better weapons.
No, nothing is an upgrade. That's the thing. You buy all this expensive ass shit, and it's just for looks. It's
You
just
get
for
to
looks.
fight people, or you just sail around?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You
buying
can blast people in the ships
Oh,
like
okay.
with cannons. You know, that's pretty fun.
Yeah. That sounds
But-
like it would be fun.
It's I don't know, man.
That's
It's
a bummer.
It's kind of getting boring, and I'm
Well,
kind
did you pay full price for it too?
I did.
Is it a $60 game?
Yeah. It's supposed to have a kraken in it, for crying out loud, in the freaking water. And it's so disappointing because I already saw the video on YouTube because everything gets fucking ruined on YouTube these days. But it was just some legs coming out the water. And like these guys were jumping in the water to try to see the fucking animal thing, kraken. And it was just black. There's nothing. It's like lazy programming, dude. Like, come on.
You know what I used to do with video games? And my buddy AJ taught me this back in the day because he was quite frugal. And I would go out and buy games like first day,
Right.
release day. Remember everything used to come out on Tuesday, like records and movies and Blu-rays
Yeah, at
and
the store. Fucking
games,
Tuesday.
I think, were Friday or something. I didn't buy games as much, or I did on the first Xbox. But I would buy games, and I'm pretty sure I even, still to this day, in the garage when I finish unpacking all the video games, there's going to be an Xbox game or two in the plastic.
There's an Xbox in that box right next to your head.
I was like, is there a bug? Like, I thought there was a
Saying, there's
spider.
a 360 and a regular Xbox in that box right there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I used to buy all these games. Like, I have to have this game, and then you'd get busy or stuff would happen, and then you wouldn't play the game. And then time would go by, and then that game would be 50% off or used for $20.
Yeah.
I'm of the
Because they don't give you shit for it when you sell it back.
I'm the variety
Or
that
$7.
yes, or $7. Yeah, it's like here's you give them like 4 games, and they're like here's $7.50, or like
or you want 25 store credit.
yeah. But so maybe not buying the game up front is a more responsible way to still have the game, because if you wait a little bit and then you're kind of on that cycle. It's like if you see all your movies on video instead of at the theater, you're on a whole nother cycle, so you never really feel like you're missing anything, because you're just watching them as they're released on your preferred platform, and it's actually saved you quite a bit of money.
Saves you a lot of money.
Yeah.
When we bought the new TV, I told the boys this because they were trying to get me to buy a big one, and I mean I wanted to, but when we bought that new TV, I told the boys no more movies. If you want this TV, this is how much it's going to cost me a month for the next 18 months, because I buy everything I can, interest-free financing. I'll borrow somebody else's money for $0 every time. So it's almost like I don't have a car payment because I'm cheap when it comes to that, but it's like I always have an electronics payment, it seems like now. So, but I told him if we get it, no more movies.
Well, fuck. So what are you gonna do? You're just gonna put the game down and play it, or not play it anymore, or what?
Yeah,
You done with it?
No, my buddy in Phoenix, it's like the only game he's playing right now. So if I want to play a game with him and talk to him,
Gotcha.
I'll play that one. But
Oh yeah, because you like socialize over the games.
right.
Right.
I talk to a lot of my friends. The only people I really play with, there's like 2 people I don't really know. Out of like the 6 probably main people I play video games with. But anyway,
Dorks.
yep. I'm a fucking dork. I don't
No,
care.
that's
Well,
cool.
speaking of big fat dorks, now that you bring it up,
Man.
we went to the boat show this weekend.
That's actually sounds like it'd be pretty cool.
It was supposed to be pretty cool, except for I put the dates on my calendar last year when they announced them, and apparently they changed them. So we showed up, and we were the only ones there for the boat show.
Was there even a boat?
Because
Was there
it's
boats?
next weekend.
So there were no
Oh.
boats.
There was nothing.
What is it, a leap year or something? What the fuck happened?
I think they changed the dates. I'm not sure.
Why didn't you go to like the website?
I did go to the website to buy the tickets, but the only thing I was cared about was the 1-day ticket. I'd never looked at the date because it's been in my calendar for like 9 months.
Oh, so are you going back?
Yeah, next weekend.
That's so funny.
Oh, man.
That's so funny.
Poor boat show, man. There's no boats. What's going on here?
Hey, who took all the boats? Oh, I knew I'd never get a boat.
Oh, you hear that, Duff, man?
The fuck is...
Oh, dude.
Is that who I think it is?
Are you kidding me?
I thought you said
I didn't think you'd show. The fucking guy hit me up on the Twitter. He wanted to fucking get some weed for $4.20.
He's coming.
It won't be long, dude.
Oh, man. Oh, man. You're going to have to go around to the front, man. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I get to see Mama.
This fucking asshole's here.
This fucking guy.
What's up?
Hey, you keep hitting the gym, sweetheart.
Oh, my.
We can hear you, bro.
Whoa, man.
I don't
Easy.
give a shit. I'm here if you guys hear me. Of course you're supposed to hear me. I'm the infamous Dick Crapper.
Dick Crapper.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, has entered the building. Dick, we're not playing any games tonight, buddy. I don't know what you're doing here.
Besides trying to hit on my fucking wife.
Yeah, exactly.
I stopped by to pick up some weed from this guy over here. 420, you know. I got to celebrate. Got to fire him up tonight, boys. So.
Well, for you, it's going to be $4.40 because you never gave me the 20 for last week either. So you need $40, bro.
Hey, yeah, you know, I'll have it for you next time. How
It's
about
pro
that?
bono for the
Come
game
on,
show,
it's
right?
420. Yeah, that's
What do you
right.
mean? It's 420.
Hey,
What am I fucking
what about
weed
those
Santa Claus?
What about those promos I did? No, those don't count for nothing. It's just DT 420.
Man, you can hit this if you want. I mean, that's
Oh,
cool.
can I? Can I hit that?
Well, yeah, you can.
I'm gonna need it. This asshole gonna be here.
You don't have to ask permission.
Pop gear.
Well, you guys know that game shows are a big part of my life, so I thought I'd bring in some funny stuff to tell you guys tonight about the stuff I found here on the interwebs.
Okay. All right, Dick. Let's see how you celebrate 420. Is this how you like to do it? I didn't even know he smoked, man. Honestly, you never share with me, Dick. Why not?
More people than you think smoke.
Oh, my theory is like everybody does. Just some people are a lot better at hiding it.
No, I don't know. I go back and forth on it. I don't think most do. I used to think that. I don't think most.
I think most.
You think most don't?
Yeah, most being more
Probably.
than 50%. So there's just way too many religious people in this country. So,
Well,
hey, I got a question for you,
Oh, what's-
idiots. This one's more up your alley.
what up, Dick?
If two mind readers read each other's minds, whose mind are they reading?
Whoa, dude. My brain is about to explode, Dick. You're gonna have to stop.
Have you ever considered going by Richard?
All right, dickhead, you think you're... Hey, I thought somebody was going to pass me something to smoke here.
Oh, there you go. Duff Man's sharing. See?
Thanks,
I
Doc.
tried, but you were fucking too busy checking yourself out in your selfie camera that you forgot to take the pass.
Happy 420,
I took
Dick.
your hit for you.
Oh man, this guy looks like he's. Hey,
Did he just fall asleep in the standing position?
that was fucking crazy.
Their ass sleeves standing up, so what's the fucking difference?
He didn't even hit it yet. That's the funny part.
Hey, why do we bake cookies, but we cook bacon? You guys know the answer to that one?
Dick, you are a marvel, sir.
Isn't it weird that you got a little voice in your head? Like right now, you're reading the shit in your head, and it's in your voice. No.
I didn't get what he was saying.
Hey, I got one for you, Crapper. Why do we have fingertips, but we don't have toe tips, but yet we tiptoe?
That's a threefer. Jesus, this man's a scholar. You must have went to one of them Ivy League schools, huh?
No, man, it's in the weed, man.
They were into the aliens, man.
Right?
I've seen an alien before.
Yeah.
Have you?
I thought I did.
Where?
In my parents' hallway.
I think you have to tell us the rest of that story. It's just a weed episode, right? Fucking Dick Crapper keeps falling asleep over here already.
Dude, Dick, wake up.
You can't roll for shit, Crapper.
Hey.
Jesus Christ, can I get 30 seconds?
No. We're doing a show here, and you just happen to roll by because you want some pie.
No cell phones, Crapper.
Yeah.
All right, well, just remember this, boys. Today's the oldest you've ever been, but also the youngest you're ever going to be again.
That's weird.
That's almost some P3 shit right there, isn't it?
That was kind of
Hey,
poetic.
Duff, man, thanks for the weed, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. It's not a gift, motherfucker. I'm not weed Santa, man. I'm not weed Santa Claus over here.
Well, let me know when you guys need something useful again. I'll come back.
You're running up a hell of a tab, Norm.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to go take another look at Mama.
Oh,
Fucking Dick.
he really got to change his name to Richard.
All right, Dick.
Oh, fuck, man. You guys think that... Do you get much out of smoking pot for physical stuff, or do you think you got to use the oils and the CBD stuff?
I used the CBD cream I used it for my knee. I jacked up my knee on our honeymoon. It wasn't nothing super major. I actually had it looked at by the doctor because it was fucked up. I swore I used to joke and say I tore my meniscus, or I thought I tore my ACL or something like that.
That would fuck you up, dude.
It was rough. So I went and checked, and they're like, nah, I got up wrong. So we were into fitness and stuff, and we were working out at the gym while we were on the honeymoon. We worked out 3 of the 9-10 days or whatever. And I was doing this weight. I was using the weight machine, the little Smith machine or whatever, and I was pulling these weights down behind my neck. It was like shoulders or back or something like that, but I was seated on the ground. And when I went to stand up, I formed in one motion. I formed a cross-legged position. My legs were spread like a V. I formed a cross-legged position, planted my feet, and stood up without bracing myself or anything, and just stood right up, and my knee went. And I was just like, oh. And for the rest of the trip, I was limping around and stuff, and it was hella sore, and it was sore for a couple of months. And finally, because I'm like, I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. So I went to the fucking doc, and they were like, hey, you're old. You just strained something. It's you didn't stretch. You got up stupidly. Nothing seems
old.
Nothing seems.
You're never going to be younger than you are now, right?
Well, right, but they were like, nothing structurally bad happened. It's you just need to fix it through exercise. Be your own physical therapist. Get fit again. So in doing that, and also in not doing that, because with the pregnancy, our diet and exercise kind of went by the wayside, because Nikki Hollywood's my fitness coach and dietitian. She would cook the healthy meals. She would come up with all these workout calendars, and we would do them together, and we were each other's motivation. And but without her doing that, we're not eating the way we should be, and we're not exercising, so I'm getting out of shape, and things are hurting, and things like that. So, but I actually got some CBD cream. I tried it. I was like, my knee is just fucking achy. And the cold makes it ache worse. The cold makes bodily ailments ache worse. Like an old person. So I'm rubbing it on my knee, and it felt like my knee got high. And I'm like, but not it was whoa, it was sleepy or it was weird, but it was just the pain was alleviated.
My knee all of a sudden wants to play some video games.
And I described it as being my knee got high. And I would use it on my back. When I threw out my back the other day playing ball, and I actually wish I had some right now. I was at the store today hooking something up, and I asked them if they had any more cream because my cream was kind of rubbing out. No, my cream was running out, and they had this weird jar, and it was hella more expensive, and I was like, I'm not gonna fuck with that. But yeah, I use it for bodily ailments for sure.
I got one of those if you need a little.
Fucking weed definitely started for me as recreation, as a sophomore in high school. That's where we did it. You know, that's the kids after school getting blazed. My buddy Troy, rest in peace, he had a fucking neighbor that sold Bammer weed and like brown, shitty, compressed, packed weed up. And we would go over to the house and like give her pile like half of our lunch money. We'd just like buy 1 or 2 soft tacos instead of like a whole bunch. Won't buy a drink out of the water fountain or whatever, and then pool the money together and buy a 5-sack of Bammer.
Budgeting.
But yeah, really, it actually did. Yep. Confidence to go out there and do the illegal activity, which was far more taboo and illegal than it is today.
Oh, for sure.
100%. And we would knock over there, and she would like hand us shit in an envelope or hand us shit in a fucking in a you know, the penny saver, a page from the penny saver or something like that. And Radic was actually making bongs. He would go to Tap Plastic and buy all these tubes and have them cut and then insert carbs and shit and bubblers. So he was selling everybody all these custom tube plastic bubbler things, and we would just sit on this wall in his backyard and just blaze instead of doing homework, and we'd go out and skateboard and blaze and all that shit. And that's how we got into weed, and that's how I met Manjeet, and Erratic was actually through all that and merging of 2 crews and stuff like that.
It sounds a lot like what I was doing.
It works.
I used to hang out in the creek, man. We used to go down the creek.
It's just something to get away and do stuff with your friends, and you're not like going out and doing other stuff. Like, I don't know, going to the movies, like smoking and going to the movies, though. I know this is the counter to the money-saving topic we were talking about earlier, but it's like there's nothing like it for me. Like, I like to, and I get this part from my dad, sitting in a dark room listening to music with the buzz on. Like, he would have a couple cocktails on Saturday night or whatever, and he would just lay on the floor listening to a record in there by himself. I'm like, what's going on? Where's Dad? And I'm like, oh my God, he's like laying on the floor vibing, zoning out and shit. Nice. Mom would be in the back room watching TV, and I can do that. I can lay on my recliner with the screensaver from the Apple TV just playing images, just listening to shit. Nikki can't stand it. She doesn't get down like that. But when you go to the movies fully immersed, there's no cell phone policy. You try your hardest not to get up to go to the bathroom. And I've talked about this before, but being high in the movies. I ate this edible one time when my tolerance was a lot lower than it is now. And I went to see Django Unchained. No, not Django Unchained, The Hateful Eight, when that came out a couple of years ago. And I'd been trying to see the movie, and there were like these special screenings at the Tower Theater downtown, and every time I tried to go to that, it was sold out. They were giving away commemorative posters and a playbill program, and they were going to like do this live concert of the music and stuff like that. And I was like, I wanted to see it, and I didn't see it. So by the time I finally got to see it, and I felt late to the new Tarantino movie, but I ate, what did I eat? Oh, it was a chocolate bar edible, and it was strong, and I ate a lot of it. Like when you're so high that your fucking ears are ringing. You know what I mean? You ever been that high that your ears are fucking ringing? It's just like...
Oh, yeah.
And it's like you're putting your finger in there trying to scratch it. Use a Q-tip, maybe a golf tee if you have it. So the shit just about to roll in. I timed it perfectly. It's about to be preview time. So I'm like lit through the previews. You'd be so high at the movie theater sometime, you get through 20 minutes of preview and feel like you just saw a movie. Yeah. Eyes are all wide and shit, looking back and forth at each other. So we're about settling in, and we're getting ready for the fucking preview to get going, and my shit's rolling in, and I'm starting to feel high. And she turns to me and she goes, "Hey, did those chocolates kick in yet?" And to me, it hella blew my buzz. I looked at her, I'm like, why are you talking so loud? And she's like, nobody gives a shit. Like, nobody can hear me. And I love her, but she's a movie talker. And one of the first times we went out together, she denies it. She denies that she is. But she was talking up a storm the first time, and I'm starting to like think, and I'm like, is this gonna work? Like, I'm like so into you. Like, but this is like, I knew immediately. I was like, I want that woman. And whatever, that's a whole nother story. But then it was like, all of a sudden, I'm like starting to second guess everything. I was like, I can't date a movie talker. But it was funny. She was wearing these tiny little shorts and these platform wedges, and she wore this like A's hat, crooked. It was a pink A's hat, and she had like her whole makeup done in this tiny little white tank top. And we get up after the movie, and I was like, damn, she talked a lot. And then her ass just like walked up in front of me up the ramp out of the theater, and I was like, I'll tolerate this.
It doesn't matter.
That's a little commentary. I mean, it really brings out the extras I was missing.
Sometimes, honestly, to her credit, sometimes it's genuine reaction, and that kind of speaking during a movie for me is okay. It kind of adds to the ambience once. That's part of the environment of watching a movie with a group of people together, is like hearing people laugh, or, you know, it kind of adds something to it. So when she does a little cutesy thing like that, but sometimes she would be getting too much into the plot and shit, and I'm like, okay, now, like, come on.
Hold up.
Or it can't be over them talking either. If you time it
Right.
and it's quiet and then they start talking, you got to stop.
Right.
She don't shut it off either. I just pause.
Well, at home, out the window.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay.
Yeah, we don't go to a lot of movies. We went to see Black Panther, and that was the first one we'd seen since.
Well, and that's kind of what you do when you're on that alternative cycle. You kind of go for like the big ones. Like everybody, oh my God, Jurassic Park, like whatever. But
this summer there's going to be a couple.
Black Panther, this is the one they were talking about. I want to go see that fucking Han Solo movie. I thought that was coming out in December. It's coming out in May.
Yeah, soon.
I'm excited.
Damn.
It's going to be Duffman's first time at the movies post-baby. I'm going to find somebody to watch, I'm guaranteed.
Really?
I'll chain him up to the bank like Nikki does with the dog if I have to.
You probably.
All right, you just wait right here. Hey, who's watching these babies? The fat one's watching the little one?
Wow. Oh man.
I didn't smoke a lot when I was younger, until I was a senior, and even then I didn't smoke a whole hell of a lot. And then I joined the Navy, and it was out the window. So for me, I think I've mentioned before, it's just more of a new thing. And met a guy at a poker game not long ago, told me he didn't believe in medicinal marijuana. He says it's not a real thing. And I said, well, I go, look, man, I can't speak for every medicinal marijuana patient out there. I'm sure there's one or two that are not, being completely honest about what either ails them or how much it helps them. I'm sure. And I can tell you that as we're playing poker, I'm not going to go smoke a joint medicinally, to play poker. I'm having fun tonight. I'm enjoying it. This is my vice. I don't drink a lot anymore. I have moments where I do, but this is what I choose to do now. I said, but I can tell you that it has made me way less anxious than I've ever been before. So maybe it doesn't cure everything, but it absolutely cures anxiety.
It does things differently for different people. It affects everybody different, and that's where strains are important. I know Fresh was saying, like, I don't give a fuck about the strains, weed's weed, I'm going to manage it my own way and whatever.
Well,
that's
nobody
cool.
heard that, but that is what I said.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
No,
man.
I know.
I like weed for how it smells and tastes.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
I love how it's like, I love the smell and the
It's
taste.
almost a shame burning some of that shit. It's like, that's what it's come down to. You're like, damn, we got to smoke this. Like, that's awesome, but like, that's not cool.
It's nice when you have
burning that shit
a
up.
good plant growing and you're growing it from start to finish and you just watch it change and you watch it crystallize and then it starts to smell up the yard in a really good way.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet either.
Oh, it's cool. I'm going to do it. Now that we got the yard, I'm going 6 plants this year.
Dude, my buddy, in his backyard, I just went over to his house. I haven't seen him in a while. And his family, like, they grow, like, all their oregano and everything like that. He literally broke off every piece of, like, a leaf. We walked down the line, and I was smelling them. They're all so good. The very last one smells like mint chocolate chip.
Wow.
I no fucking joke, dude.
What
I
was it called?
Yeah.
Mint chocolate chip is what he called it. Like,
Oh.
I think they just, like, make their own.
It was mint, not
And
weed, right?
like, he said his mother,
That was weed.
his mother makes it. No, it's not weed.
No, he's talking about they actually grow
like
their
basil.
spices and stuff.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
he's
weed.
growing hella weed for her though. Like that's the thing. Like,
Right.
but now he's into like actually growing his herbs and
Do you like? I like the smell of
Everything.
tomatoes. Some people don't like the smell of the tomato vine, but I love it.
I do.
Oh, love it.
I think it's part of the reason why I like IPA so much too.
Oh yeah, and that's
it's
right.
so
along with-
familiar.
That
Yeah.
skunky potency. I'm like, love that stuff,
Oh.
dude. When's the last time either of you guys went to the fair? Speaking more to the tune of agriculture, we have been the last few moments. But when's the last time you guys have been to the state fair? So
The one at Arco or at
Cal Expo.
Cal Expo?
yeah,
A while.
I like to go to the
a
fair.
couple years.
I like to go to the fair. Well, they do this thing you might not remember, but they have like this whole farming section, and they'll bring in all these like local like river fish, and they'll all be in different aquariums, and they'll bring out like crawdads, and there's this whole agriculture section. A lot of the fair is about agriculture,
Right.
and who has got the
Absolutely.
prize pig, and who grows the best fucking tomatoes.
Frog racing.
Yeah, shit like that. It's cool, and they got a bunch of art. I love blazing and going through an art gallery.
Yeah.
Love it. Love blazing and going to a museum.
You like
Trip-
live plays?
Yeah, actually, I just said I wanted to go to one the other day. The fucking Book of Mormon is hilarious.
I've never seen it.
Fucking hilarious.
Is it a spoof on the Book of Mormon?
No, it's live. It's an original. They wrote it, and it's a fucking play, Tony-winning play. Tony's the one.
It's a musical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Oh, it's super good.
Yeah,
I saw the Phantom of the Opera.
I've seen that 3 times.
It was fucking sick.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I think I've never seen it. I've seen Wicked 3 times though. I think.
So I saw Wicked at a time I wasn't in a very good spot and I wasn't appreciating it, and I fell asleep. It's like a version of Wizard of Oz from the witch's perspective, or something.
It's not even a different version. It's basically a prequel to the Wizard of Oz.
Like how the Wicked Witch of the West became who she
No,
is?
it is
Yeah.
a different version, or I thought.
No,
it was,
it's the same. It's the same storyline. It's just before the movie happens.
Is that when I can get just?
I thought it was the same storyline, but it was a flip. It was telling it from the witch's side.
It tells it. Yeah, it tells it from the Wicked Witch of the.
Oh, and then wasn't she young in it or something? And it would like kind of showed her coming
It's
up.
like a
and
prequel.
Stuff.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah. Yeah, so I don't know that the way that the weed works for creativity. I do use I use it for my anxiety, back pain, insomnia, depression. Sometimes it won't cause urination and it'll just give you the munchies, and you'll want to eat a large popcorn with extra butter when you're at the movies, and you're going to take down a large soda and maybe some Juju Beans and maybe some fucking Mike and Ike's or some Red Hots or some Red Vines or some Cinnamon Bears. But it brings out the creative juices when you're on a really amped up sativa and you're working on a project. But that's the stuff that can affect people negatively, because that can also give you paranoia. So then you got to balance it out and then smoke an indica. I have a feeling that I'm not going to sleep very well tonight because I'm afraid I took too much sativa. This seems like one of those nights where I'm going to be up till at least midnight on a school
Bubbler's
night.
got one.
A school
indica in
night.
it.
That's got an indica in it. That's cool. Mellow it out.
You just have to stop at a certain point, man.
I like to
Self-restriction. I feel like I'm not even getting higher these days. I just get high and I'm there.
I like how it takes you to another level of consciousness, and that's something that Orange can agree with.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. That's different though when you eat it. It's a lot different. It's way different.
Yeah.
To me, that's the edibles are supposed to help with the pain as well.
Because it's just in your body in a different way. It's not just in your
Your
lungs
liver
and your
processes
brain.
it differently.
Yeah.
And so it becomes a different drug that becomes active, actually. It's not THC that's active when you eat. I'd have to look up to find exactly what it is.
There's a few different chemical components in there that do different things to different people and work with your body in different ways.
Yeah. So when I go float, I like to use it for the psychoactive effects of it. I want to it opens up your mind a little bit. I think I wish more people would view it that way instead of viewing it as being evil. Or
For sure. You know how many positive ideas you've gotten by taking a step back, relaxing, and thinking about something in a different consciousness that you learn to. I would sometimes be a tyrant, or I would be like, I would have bad days at work. And this was a long time ago. This was a long, long time ago when I was a courier, and I would be miserable and this and that. And then I'd smoke and relax and be like, wow, I was kind of a dick, or that's actually not that bad. It kind of like helped me reframe things that got me all spun out of whack. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a good thing because it calmed me down. And then the next day, when you're about to say something bad or do something bad, you handle a situation differently because you had that moment of clarity the night before.
Oh yeah,
you know, that's a huge positive
lasting
to me.
effect. That's what I was getting at with that guy, and I got off track. I told him that even if I don't smoke every day, there's a lingering effect that definitely keeps me calmer.
Oh, for sure.
And no matter what it is, even if it's a placebo effect, which I don't believe it is, but even if it was, as long as it does make me that way, it makes me that way.
Yeah.
Period.
When I had my tolerance way down and I really smoked actually kind of rarely, it was like, and I would smoke, or we would have a rager at Manjeet's house like on Friday night or Saturday night. I wouldn't, and being drinking and smoking, but it's like I wouldn't feel right till Wednesday. So it's like and that's not smoking since that night. And then you go through, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no smoking, no drinking. And it's like you still feel lingering effects of it. You can tell
It's
something
angel
was
dust,
done.
Holmes.
He's like, no, somebody just slipped you some shrooms. No.
Wish somebody.
I wish I could get into a different consciousness sometime.
Well,
I
and-
don't know what that feels like. You guys always talk about that shit. I don't that doesn't tickle my twine, so to speak.
Tickle your twine.
I don't believe I've ever heard that expression,
I think
Fresh.
you just made that up. It's going to go down in the annals of history.
Is that like somebody pulling on your butt pubes?
That's funny.
Doing pull-ups.
That's sharp and stinky.
Yeah. I don't know. I just always
Part of
like being stoned, man. There's nothing. I don't really have an explanation as much as you guys do. Like, it's crazy.
I don't
just
know.
like to smoke. What's wrong with that?
I like to
Maybe I'm just
think
old
nothing.
school.
there's nothing wrong with it. That's nothing wrong with that at all.
But I
That
think
could be
it's
just
good
as simple as
to.
that.
I think it's good to analyze, though. You need to analyze things in your life so it helps you. It's kind of like when we're talking about bits or ideas, and I always say that, well, that might not be the idea, man, but it might be the idea that leads the idea.
Yeah.
I think it's good to be super self-reflective sometimes. I mean, yeah, I love to sit down and burn one so I don't think about shit. That's
Yep.
part of it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I think it's good
Yeah.
to understand why you're doing it, because it helps you to make sure you're not just, what's the right word?
Understand why I'm doing it. So that I don't flip my fucking lid, because stress is a bitch.
It's a good way to use it.
I guess in the simplest form.
If somebody who would be prone to doing something bad out of aggression or rage or anger changed their mind as a result of smoking a spliff with their friends, I think the world is a better place.
Especially since alcohol usually does what?
Enrages you,
beat your
makes you
wife.
angry, makes you want to get in a fight. How much
it's
bad
weird.
shit has I love to drink, but I'm in this period of self-reflection, and the reason I wanted to try the April thing, I was like, do I need to drink? Like, I don't need to drink as much. And it would be better if I didn't because of this, that, and the third. I don't really feel that about weed. I think weed has way too many positives on it. But even I could do that a little less, you know? Like,
Yeah.
don't binge everything. Less is more, man. I want my tolerance to get more like Fresh's, a little bit lower. You know how he said you take a hit or two, and it used to. I know what it feels like. It used to last me like all day. I like the edibles because if you eat enough, they roll in, they mellow you out. You have it all day. Sometimes it starts to go away, then it rolls back in. You get like a whole second wave of it, and it's just you just feel good all day. It's really cool. I think weed affects people differently. Weed affects everybody differently. The chemical components are many within the flower, the edible, the tincture, the cream, the dab, whatever you do.
So if I were to just switch to edibles, is the cost about the same?
Everything
what's
is
that?
Everything is different. So like that stuff that I got today was like mid shelf, middle grade or whatever.
For Dick?
Yeah, actually, that's stuff that I gave Dick, but I kept some of it for myself. You bastard!
Oh.
You don't pay me, I pick your sack, bitch.
Yeah.
That's a term from back in the day. I'm gonna pick his sack real quick. The slangers always be taking a little bit for themselves. Roll the blunt with the bud you picked out of homie's sack. Well, and that's when people got hip to it. And they started buying their own scales. Eighth's supposed to be 3.5. If you give me like a 2.9, we got problems.
Yep.
You know,
That shit
and that's when the
short,
shit
Alex,
was
come on.
50. It was cool when you would like meet somebody down the road and they got $45 eighths. It's like, oh, big deal, Taco Bell.
Dude.
Have you ever checked the dispensary when you got home? Have you ever double checked to see?
Oh, every time.
really?
Every fucking
I never
time.
do.
I don't anymore because I don't care because I have so much surplus. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And there was this one which led me to do it, and this was in the beginning of my medicinal dispensary days. They were hooking it up fat. Like if you would get a gram, you would damn near get 2 grams. You would get like 4.5 eighths. And then like, so I had to weigh it to see. I was like, God, I haven't done this in a while, but this looks more. So you weigh it up right quick. It's ironic. I got this at the Quick Stop across from the jewelry store that I worked at over 15 years ago. I've never changed the battery in this little digital scale, and it still works. I weighed some up today for Dick Crapper. And fucking A, man. It was like shit, this is 4.5, and it was like for $35. I was like, that's amazing. I'm from the school where like 85, 90 was a quarter, 50 was an eighth.
Dude, I remember walking into I can't remember what the name of this place was, but it was down off the levee in the Norwood Grant area. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not that familiar with the area.
It's kind of by over where Duffman lives. But there used to be this little shop. You walk in, There was a couple little drinks on the shelf and some cans of shit.
Oh, a bodega.
It was a bodega. And I'd never been in there before. And my buddy didn't even tell me we were going into that. And he's just like, yeah, let me get a blunt and some filler. I was like, some filler? I looked at the counter, dude just threw a fucking couple of fucking gram baggies on there, you know?
Oh, he really was doing it.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, not even giving a shit. Not even caring. And just fucking, we got blazed. That was some bomb shit.
That's
That was
cool.
some pretty good shit. But
I've never done that.
yeah.
I've never bought from a
tripped me
store
out,
like
bro.
that, yeah.
tripped me. This was back in, God, 2004, maybe?
Huh.
I bet there's lots. I think it'd be cool to own a quick stop. I would have a store.
Oh, just wait. They're going to have, like, marijuana belows.
What?
Like Marlboros. That was a bad one. Yeah, that was a bad one. He said, what?
Marijuana blows. I was like, marijuana blows? What the fuck?
Blows.
This isn't the Coke episode. That's next week. Friday the 13th, the cocaine episode.
We don't need a Duff Man on a Coke episode, dude. His head might just explode.
I'll go skiing.
I'm not going skiing. Nope.
No, I don't.
Yolanda is not welcome
I
in
don't
my
fuck
house.
with that. I don't
Yeah.
fuck with that.
No.
Well, and the thing that I think is a travesty is, and I understand everybody needs to be safe, and this is where I feel like the people who are regulating this need to be users. They need to be consumers. They need to know that it's not as big as a threat as the taboo has made it seem for so many years. They're developing this breathalyzer, and they're working hard to develop this breathalyzer, and it's got mixed results for weed, so that you can get in trouble. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was almost thinking that the amount for blowing alcohol should be a little higher. It seems like it's super low. The weed limit is super low, and you can have that amount in you 2 days later after eating an edible, as Orange was just discussing with us. It's not right. If I'm being responsible about it, and I'm not smoking a blunt while I'm driving around like I'm a teenager anymore,
Right.
or I'm not smoking and immediately getting in a car and smashing down the road, or whatever, that's a whole nother debate in itself. But if I'm being relatively responsible about it, and I'm not smoking before work, but in traffic, I get in an accident because somebody rear ends me, I rear end somebody, and then for whatever reason, oh, there's a pipe in your glove box? Like, what the fuck? And then you blow but you didn't even smoke that day. But you ate an edible 2 days ago, and now you're going to blow on the fucking breathalyzer for weed and get a DUI?
Well, that's the biggest problem they've had, is that none of those things have
None of
been
them
able
work.
to accurately tell you currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I don't agree with it. Even if I was
The people ain't
currently...
going to let that shit happen.
Okay, so you know what happened? I don't know. Are we going to have that much control?
who's not going to let it happen?
The people.
People.
Oh no,
Fight the power.
Power.
That's the only way these things are
The
getting through.
people.
Yeah, no,
Power.
Yeah, they'll get it in there somehow.
they'll get it in there.
That's fucked.
Yeah, and it's not right, man. And it's not. It really would not be fair to take my driver's license away.
One of my
I think that
favorite
would be a
things to do
disservice
is-
to society.
One of my favorite things to do is drive
I'm
around.
gonna drive
listen to
around and
music.
stop spending my money. That's
Be
for
fucking
fucking
high.
sure. We don't need your taxes, Duff man. Go shit. Like, fuck. You're getting your DUI. It's like, God damn it. I could drive right now, totally right now, and be totally fine and safe. And people worry about, like, oh, stone drivers on the road. It's gonna be fucking madness out there. Everyone's gonna be running into each other. No. Alcohol makes you do that. People die in car accidents all the fucking time. If you're high in the car, you're going to be cautious. You're going to set the cruise control for 65 because you don't want to be speeding. And 65 is going to feel fast enough. There's no loss of comprehension there. It's not like, oh my God, I got to drive. Fucking old people drive worse. Let's cap that limit, maybe. You got to take a re-certification test or something. You might have to. But I don't know. Maybe, I don't think stone drivers are that bad. You're gonna chill out, listen to some music.
Drunks are
Just
aggressive.
don't be on
Drunks
your phone.
are aggressive.
don't
Weed
be
is
on
the
your phone.
P3.
Because you'll get distracted.
Alcohol
with
is
your
the
phone.
devil. Weed is fucking Jesus. No, we can cut that shit.
Unless you're putting on the same shit, different toilet podcast. Don't fuck with your phone while you're driving.
But even you can, like with the CarPlay, I just hit the podcast button and our shit just pops right up.
There you go.
Download it, put it on the podcast button. I think everybody should have CarPlay, and everybody will once all the old cars go away. I mean, you're going to always have stereos that don't have it and stuff, but the CarPlay helps. I don't know, bro.
I part of the reason why I want to upgrade vehicles is just because of the stereos, and that's what I said. I want to put a new stereo in the truck that's got all of that.
Oh, you can get
and then
a
I'll
Pioneer
probably
deck.
be good. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably be good for another 5 or 10 years. You know.
Oh yeah, you can definitely put a touchscreen
Hear
with
that
the
new car
CarPlay
is.
in it. Yeah, you can get a sick one.
Yeah, my shit's a 04. I got Bluetooth and I control all that shit on there.
See? Oh, and you can do a lot with Bluetooth.
Yeah. That's all you need to play music, right? And do phone calls.
Yeah.
That's all it does.
Oh, talking on the phone. I've probably said this before. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Talking on my phone is my least favorite function of my phone. Like if
You call it a phone.
I know that's what we call it. A
I
phone.
was thinking about that today in
It's
the
called the
doctor's
control
office.
center now or something.
It said, don't use your cell phone. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not making a phone call. I mean, is that what they mean? Or they don't want you to have your phone out in your hand?
Well, there was one in the pediatrician's office that said, "Put your phone away. Be present for your child."
Yeah.
And I was
He's
like,
sleeping. Strapped into a bucket.
I get it. Some people get all phone zoned and they're not paying attention. That's why we have a no phone policy in here.
Mm-hmm.
We have a no cell phone policy in the outhouse. You know,
At least as far as anything other than show related.
well, when we're doing
Yeah.
this, we can
Yeah.
stream shit or throw shit or pull sound off it or whatever.
That's good.
But like putting it away, and there's that thing people do with when they go out to dinner and they put their phones in. I've never done it,
I want to do it.
but they're like, whoever grabs their phone first, fucking has to pay the bill.
Uh-huh.
That could be scary. I probably wouldn't like to play that game.
A lot of
Yeah, hell no. That's
Well, check out this song real quick, or Google it real quick. It's like it's so much in our culture, but see, that's using it healthfully.
Yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
just not everybody does.
Right.
There's a lot of comedians now that are requiring you to put it into a pouch before you come into the show.
Yeah,
and
they're
you
doing
still
that at
have it
concerts and
on
shit,
you,
too. Right.
but you have to leave, outside of the performance area or whatever to get it unlocked so you can use it in case you need to use it.
they probably don't want their fucking acts videotaped either.
That's part of it.
It is
But it's
part of
also
it.
distracting. When someone's on their phone and not paying attention, especially if there's a significant number of people, they're not going to react when they're supposed to.
Yeah.
So that would be way distracting if I was trying to perform, I would imagine. I've never
Why are you
tried,
even
but-
here? Yeah. It's like, why are you here just to fuck on your phone the whole time? There was this one theater, and I think I might have talked about it before, and they were trying to let it be so that you could tweet during the movie at the theater. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
fuck you. Worst thing in history. Like, not happened. I hope it hasn't taken off. I don't think it has.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. I brought up the psychoactive stuff earlier, which is what led me, not completely led me to want to do Deep in the Outhouse, but it's definitely a driving factor is these conversations I want to have with people. Me and Fresh had one the other day. And to better prepare our listeners, I decided to do Mr. Orange Goes Deep. And this is something that I wrote out after one of my floats, a particularly good float for me. And these are the kind of things this is my attempt to explain to you what happens in the float. As I lay there